Hi guys. So we're pretty close to being able to, well, we are ready to start adding products in earnest to our adult shop store. So what I've basically worked out is a bit of a systematic process just to make it as simple as possible to get the products up, edited and live. There's a few tools involved. It's not that complicated. Once you've done a few, it'll be pretty simple, but there's a couple of things you need to set up first. So essentially, the first thing we're going to go and do is do some keyword research and some product research. So, I mean, on my computer, I've got two screens, so it's a bit easier. I can open up different tabs. I'm actually on the laptop now, so just have a number of different tabs open. Obviously, the wholesaler. I'll just need to log into that. At the moment, we've only got. Why isn't that working? There's the password. Try it again. Okay, that seemed to work. Okay, so we're going to go do product research, and at the moment we've only got Entrepreneur. I'm still waiting on Honey's Place to get back to me with the feed details. And as mentioned, the feed's important to keep prices and inventory up to date. So we don't, if we're getting into the hundreds of products, we don't need to worry every day about if they've got products in stock. I'm hoping Honey's Place are just under the pump because of Christmas, and I'll get that information as we need. But Entrepreneur seems to have some pretty cool products, and they've got some exclusive brands which only they supply in America, so that provides us a bit of a competitive edge as well. So the first thing you need to do is go to this site called brightfieldsolutions.com. This is just a tool, and we're going to put in login details. You only need to do this once, by the way, and I've got the login details there. Now the first thing you're going to need to do, you need to be running Chrome, Google Chrome, so it won't work on Firefox, it won't work on Safari, it won't work on your phone. I think it does work on iPad if you're running Chrome on your iPad. And this is like a login to a multiple or a number of different tools. The tool we're going to use is SEMrush. But the first thing you need to do is up here you've got Chrome extension. Click on that, and you need to follow the installation instructions here. So you basically just click on install for the extension 2, and you can see up here in the top of the Chrome bar, it's got SGB in pink and SGB in blue. And once they're installed, that's all you need to do, and then we're ready to use the tools. I won't explain why you need to do that. It's the way the tool actually runs in your browser, and it's to stop hackers getting into it. So that's why we've got these logins. But every time you do need to run the tool, which is going to be SEMrush, you need to be logged into Brightfield Solutions, and then it can connect with the extensions. So you need to click on SEMrush once you're logged in, once you've got the extensions installed. Just be on the SEMrush page, and then I've already got it open, but I'll open it again. Go to another tab and type in semrush.com. And then it'll open up the tool. So we're just going to be using it for keyword analysis. You can play around with it if you want, but there's lots of, as we get into it, you'll learn a heap of different things you can do with product and market research with this tool. It's quite amazing, but we'll just use it for product research for this purpose. One thing though, up here, this is a group by tool, so don't log out ever. If you do that, it logs everyone out. So all you need to do when you're finished is just close the tab down. You can log out of the Brightfield Solutions, that's no problem, but don't log out of this tool. Okay, So the way I'm sort of looking at it is, instead of on a product basis at the moment, looking at it as brands. So if we just go to all the brands here, and then we've got all the brands. So, I think we should probably look at a number of different categories as well as we're doing this. So, all right, let's just pick one. It's really hard because we don't know what any of these are about. Okay, Jalique. We'll go and see what that's about. Okay, and it's toy cleaners, balms, stuff. Okay, that's fine. So then what I'd do, I'd grab that that brand name, go to SEMrush, and we can put that keyword in, hit search, and basically what this does is pull back searches in Google around the world. So you need to click on the US because that's where our market is. That was pulling it from Greece. I don't know why that was the default. Okay, so you can see here there's a volume of 40, which is, any volume is good because it's not absolutely accurate. It's just a prediction on what, based on the keywords that this tool crawls millions and billions of keywords each day. But you can see here on the related products, it's got a few more keyword terms. So Jalique products, nipple nibblers, they obviously do those. Yeah, so some of these might not. Some of these are actually their product names for their brand. So, look, I think this sort of product. I think because we're going to be just pumping away and getting products in anyway. I think it's got search. Certainly, it's one of those ones we can look at. So we'll use this as in this example. Another way to work out the competition is this CPC here. CPC is basically cost per click, and that data is pulled from Google AdWords. So what it does, it estimates what the cost per click is to be on at the top of the search results when people are advertising for these products. So it's just it's redone the filter. That's fine. I'll just go back to. I'll filter it out the way it was. But it didn't work. Anyway, basically what this does is the cost per click is, so what people are paying to be on page one. So the lower the cost per click, the less competition. That's sort of the way how it works. So, pure instinct pheromone oil, the cost per click's pretty low at 18 cents. So, that competition's not that strong. If you find cost per clicks up around $10, $15, $20, it's highly competitive. Doesn't mean we don't use add that product. It just gives you an idea of how competitive it is, and it depends how granular you want to get. But it's good to know this data, so you know sort of what you're working with. Okay, competition. Yeah, so volume is that's searches, Google searches per month. Keyword difficulty, that sort of accumulates some of this other data to bring like an index between 0 and 100. So the higher the keyword difficulty, the higher the difficulty of ranking it in Google and getting traffic. So so this is interesting, even though that's so 84 Instinct Cologne. Even though it's low search volume, there's other people competing for this. So anyway, you'll get your head around that once you start working with it a bit. So in that case, let's just assume we've decided to add Jalique. So then what you need to do is go to back to Entrepreneur or whatever the wholesaler is at the time. And if we're gonna decide to add all these products, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that many you probably look at adding them all. just send me this URL. Okay. And so this is our SEM research here. Actually, before we do that, I just forgot a step, is to just go and check on Amazon and the other retailers on Google. Alright, and we can use this product here as a bit of an example. So let's go and see if we can find Mighty Tidy Toy Cleaner in Amazon. This is more for pricing, but also you know, if it's got reviews or okay, so there it is there, selling for $11.99, and we can buy it for $4.46. So yeah, certainly a good margin on that. Just on margins, we need to also think about if we're going to provide sort of free. If our margins are quite good, which they look like a lot of these are going to be so far, we could actually maybe talk to the wholesaler and work out what sort of an average shipping rate's going to be, and we might want to offer free shipping, and then we absorb the shipping cost in our pricing. I think it just helps conversions a little bit when you sort of can sprout and say that you've got free shipping. Okay, so that's that. So okay, now we'll also go and have a look in Google and see, put it in Google, and on the first page of Google there'll be some other retailers selling it. So we've got Amazon, okay, this one here, eBay. Maybe we'll look at eBay. Oh, it's different. Or is it the same? Oh no, it's the same one. We'll open up that, and we'll open up this one as well, and just see what the prices are. $12. Okay, $7.95 on eBay, so that's pretty cheap. Not a lot of margin in that for us, but a lot of people don't check eBay for pricing. A lot of them will go to Amazon straight away. I think this one. Yeah, so $6.76, but it's actually an Amazon product anyway. But that, you know, there's still margins there, and what we'll be hoping with products like these are probably people are going to pick them up just by browsing our store, and by the trust and quality we're going to provide. Okay, so that's just, you know, again, you work out your best way to work around that in your head on how you determine what's a good product or what not, but that's sort of pretty obvious way of finding out what the market's doing. And already on some of the other products I've looked at, you know, there's some crazy margins happening that we can even come in the same price or lower and still make good money. Okay, so then, yeah, so you'd, if you want the whole brand, send me the brand URL, and then I'll add that brand to the feed. If you're just looking at one product and you want me to add one product, what you need to do, now this is where it gets a little bit weird, is you go to that product page in Entrepreneur, right click your mouse in Chrome and click on page source, and you get a heap of gobbledygook code. And what we're looking for here is a product ID, but it's real simple to do. You go Control F and you type in up the top here product underscore ID, and then so it highlights it automatically, and then you'll see next button value equals 45413. That's a code. That's what you need to send me. I don't need, if you're just adding a product, I don't need to know the name of it or whatever. Although I actually might help to send a name, because then I can cross-reference to make sure it's the correct one when we add it to the feed. But so I need the product name and the 5413 or the code that's here, and send that to me, and then I add it to the feed. Okay, so now I've got our products. So what will happen now is, actually this video is about to, it only runs for 15 minutes. I'll stop this video and I'll pick up, let's start again from where we finished.